Hi guys, Stuart here, and welcome to the super quick introduction into how to play Ember, the magical card game. Ember is a game of creature conjuring, and there are three card types in Ember. There are creature cards, there are wizard cards, and there are archmage cards. Wizard cards come in four elements. You've got air cards, you've got, typically, I can't find earth cards, you've got fire cards, and you've got water cards. You can tell which card type it is, which element it is because of the background. Look, there's water on that one, there are leaves on that one for earth, I'll come back to those two archmage cards, there is fire on the fire cards. So if you're stuck with any of the cards ever, just look at the background. I mean, look at that one. There are some issues with this card, but you can definitely tell it's definitely a fire card. There's fire absolutely everywhere on the background there. You can't really get them wrong at all. The other type of card is the Archmage card. Now, the Archmage cards are wild cards, which means that they can be they can make up any other card in a conjuring. They also allow you to flip or unflip any other creature in play. But I will show you what that means in a few minutes, because the Archmage cards are very powerful and they're quite rare, so obviously use them wisely. Okay, now the creature cards have three things in common. They all, apart from the wisps that are all the same, the other cards all have a name, they have a victory point cost, and they all have a conjuring cost at the bottom with a unique ability behind it. So for instance, this wisp has a conjuring cost of a cantrip, which is two cards of the same element. So to conjure that card of two cards of the same element, you could have any two air cards or any two earth cards. Pretty simple. It's very, very simple. As they get more powerful, the fire elemental has a conjuring cost of a wand, which is a 4-card run of the same element. So a 4-card run of the same element would be the 5, 6, 7, and 8 of earth, for instance. It really is, once you get used to it, it's really very, very simple. Okay, so just a quick note on how to sort the creature pool out. You have about 40 cards. You have about 40 in the basic set. You've got about 40 different creatures. You sort them all out into groups of 3 in the victory point cost. So all the 2s are in one victory point cost. All the 3s are in another. There you go. And if you have more creatures if you have more than 3 creatures, all you do, shuffle all your creatures and just deal out 3. So every game is slightly different in that you might have different creatures in play in every game. Now, one thing that people have been asking me is, which creature can I summon? Can I just take the top creature? But no, I've just sorted them like this because I'm running out of space. But in the actual game, you can summon any of the creatures that are available, because as they go down, certainly the lower level ones, you'll find there are fewer and fewer creatures available. So if you've got 3 cards of the same element, you can summon Foster, the Manta Ray, or the Jellyfish in your turn. So that hopefully clarifies that little issue. Okay, on to turn order. There are just 3 phases in a game of Ember: the draw phase, the conjure phase, and the discard phase. In my turn, if my hand size is 5 cards or greater, which it's just 5 cards because I've just started playing, I have to discard a card to draw a card. So I will discard the Necromancer of Water, and I will draw a card, which is the Magister of Water, which is useless to me. However, once I've done my draw phase, I move on to the conjuring phase. In the conjuring phase, I can basically conjure any one creature on the table, only one in my turn. But I happen to have 4 cards of the same element here, which is pretty good. So I discard those to the discard pile. I look at the cards in that are 4 cards of the same element, and I will choose the Griffin. The Griffin has a special power of flip this to take the top 5 cards of the draw deck, steal 1, then return the rest in any order you like. So I shall put that in, let's say that's my play area. I'm running out of space, but let's put that in my play area there. And as I played 4 cards, I draw 4 cards, even if that takes me over my hand size. So 1, 2, 3, I've got 5 cards again now. If I had 6 cards, I would obviously discard 1 down to 5. And that's the end of my turn. It is literally that simple. Just to show you how powers work, I can use a creature power at absolutely any time. So in this case, the Griffin, I can use it at any point in the game. So after my turn, the next player is having a go. I flip my Griffin. I look at the top 5 cards of the draw deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's good. Obviously, I'm going to... Oh, 2 of those. So there's 5 cards there. Obviously, I'm going to take an Archmage card. So I put the Archmage card in my hand. And I'm going to put the Archmage to the bottom. So I put the cards back in any order. So I put the Archmage cards back in any order. I put that card in my hand. I've got 6 cards in my hand. And I don't discard down to 5 until the end of my turn. So I've got a whole round the table to go before I have to even look at discarding my cards. And that is pretty much how you play Ember. The thing you need to know is that your creature cards don't unflip. They only unflip in this game when you use either an Archmage card, as I was explaining, which you can use at any time, you discard it and unflip your creature, or when you use another creature to unflip another creature. And there are loads of different combos and strategies and pathways to unflipping the creatures that you've got. So there we go. That is pretty much a super quick run through of Ember. The only other thing you need to know about Ember is the end of the game. Now, the end of the game is a bit different to normal games because in this game, when one player feels they have made the required number of points to win the game, which is usually 30 in a normal game, one player makes the call saying, "Ha, I'm the best wizard, you're all losers, I win." Then what happens is the player to their left, then, well, basically in sequence, then every player gets to use one of their creature's powers. So say somebody had made the call, and I'd got those creatures in play, those three creatures in play there. Say the player to my right had made the call. I could then flip my Pegasus to unflip two of my lesser creatures, and then the next person gets to do the same. Then the next player, and everybody gets to use their powers until everybody has passed and everyone's used all their powers. Now, the reason this makes a difference is because there are loads of cards that manipulate victory points on cards. Loads and loads of them. They manipulate victory points, they can destroy cards, they can do all kinds of stuff to cards. And the end of the game, really, unless you're really following what you're doing, the end of the game can be really quite fun and hopefully exciting. For instance, let's have a look. You see there's a card here, the Archdemon, very hard to summon. Whenever you conjure, flip a creature whose VP is less than the creature you've conjured. So lots of ways to flip cards and unflip cards in the game. Pretty much that's it. That's how you play Ember. When everyone's passed and nobody else wants to use any more creature cards, the person that made the call flips all their cards over. They total all their new number of points, and if they are the winning person, obviously they win. If they've got the highest number of victory points, they win the game. But it might not always be the person that made the call, because there are tons of strategies and there are tons of pathways to victory that you can come from behind and certainly take people out with all kinds of manipulations to cards and modify various cards. But that really, really is how to play Ember, and I hope that you enjoyed this little demo. See you later, guys.